So the recent events in My Academia have been interesting to say the least. And instead of me going on a temper tantrum on how screwed Hero Society is, let's talk about something else. It's mainly, will Deku kill Shigaraki or will he spare him? It was funny, I was actually going to present an argument about why Shigaraki would get spared by Deku, but I'm an evil bastard, so no, I'm going to talk about why Deku's going to kill this guy in cold blood. Obviously, I'm not that evil. I do understand why people think Shigaraki's going to get spared by Deku, but today in this video, I'm going to talk about why I think Deku would actually outright kill Shigaraki if he needs to. But before we get into this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. The bell notification to always stay notified whenever I upload. It helps my video a lot and helps my channel a lot by pushing it to other amazing people. And if you are new, again, hit that bell notification to always stay notified. Without any further delay, let's get right into the video on why I think Deku would kill Shigaraki. Now, I want to talk about Deku's downward spiral first because I think people are getting his development wrong. Deku's downward spiral is not to show that he's become edgy and is going to outright kill Shigaraki. His downward spiral is to show that he's becoming edgy and he's becoming just like the One For All users that took the same bloody path. What kind of sucks is that Deku's downward spiral is kind of over after his confrontation with Class 1A, so I'm kind of disappointed about that, but I'll save my feelings for the next video. Now, the actual star of this video is Hawks killing twice. Now, I think we all know by now Hawks killed twice, and he was under pressure by Toya and both twice, and Hawks had no choice but to eliminate twice from the census. Now, I'm going to debunk something here, is that people still think that Hawks didn't care about twice when he outright says, dude, I still care about you. And that's why I'm going to try to keep you alive and bring you into justice because I know you're a nice person and I know that you're not a bad guy. So that's why I want to bring you in alive. But sadly, that wasn't the case. Hawks tried his best to end things peacefully and try to talk down to Twice and get him to converse and so Hawks can bring him in. But it didn't work and Hawks was forced to kill Twice. It's basically what Hawks said in their little skirmish that if neither side gives up, somebody has to die. It's Hawks come to realization and telling Twice that if he just doesn't give up, he's going to have to die. Now, I'm not saying that you should go find a Deadpool cosplayer and kill him with a feather sword. No, don't do that. But what Hawks realizes is that when neither side gives up, somebody's gonna die. That's his realization until he changed right after he killed Twice. Because he felt like he made a mistake. He messed up. Because it showed to his lack of character from not using his words. Now, obviously, Hawks is not Deku, and Deku is not Hawks, so I don't think that Deku's going to come to this realization that quickly. I do think it's going to be a slow process. Even though it's a new generation trying to surpass the old, I think that Deku's going to come to the realization that he cannot save Shigaraki. My first piece of evidence is when Deku's talking to Gran Torino on the hospital bed, when he tells Deku that killing somebody is a way of saving somebody, and he regrets making the kill himself, basically telling Deku don't burden himself in trying to save Shigaraki. Killing can also be a way of saving somebody, because I think that Deku's going to soon realize that Shigaraki might be too far gone, or he can't save everyone. Now, we already know Gran Torino is kind of a veteran when it comes to fighting All For One and the One For All versus All For One battle, and he soon came to the conclusion that Shigaraki cannot be saved, and that killing him might be a way of actually saving Shigaraki from himself. Every person Deku has come in contact with thinks that he should kill Shigaraki, but Deku doesn't see it that way. He sees it as a boy that needs saving. And we see it evident in his downward spiral that he's trying to understand his villains more and more, which is evident with the Lane Nagant fight. Every One For All user has actually come to the conclusion that killing All For One is right for society. And even All Might, somebody who's been renowned as a great pro hero, has attempted to kill All For One, but failed. Which leaves Deku in the weirdest spot ever because he's not like the other One For All users. He's trying to understand Shigaraki, but at the same time he understands that All For One is pure evil. And he also understands that Shigaraki can be killed if need be. And not only did Class 1A stop Deku's downward spiral, those fucking assholes. And with these guys here, I don't think Deku would actually think that he needs to kill Shigaraki as his last and only hope to save Hero Society. Because Shigaraki is presented as everything Hero Society did wrong, and Deku's presented as the symbol of peace, somebody who's trying to fix Hero Society on what they did wrong. So you may be thinking, wouldn't Deku sparing Shigaraki help the story and the narrative? Now, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if Deku actually spared Shigaraki, but again, I am an evil asshole and I want to see bloodshed everywhere in My Hero Academia. Deku can still try to save Shigaraki and talk him down, but I don't see that happening because Shigaraki, in my opinion, is already too set on his goals and his ideals and already knows that him and Deku are different and they're never going to understand each other. That's what makes them villains and heroes. And I think Deku is going to have to understand this. And Deku will understand this because I think that Shigaraki is going to kill All Might. Now, obviously, it's been speculated that All For One and All Might would possibly die before Shigaraki and Deku have their final battle. And obviously, if Shigaraki off All Might, I think Deku would probably lose it. He'd probably go berserk even more when Bakugo got hurt by All For One and his tendrils. Now, if you've been living under a rock, Deku obviously sees All Might as some sort of father figure, mentor figure. And having that mentor figure gone to the person that you were trying to save and trying to understand would probably spiral Deku out of control and make him to the point where he thinks that Shigaraki might need to be dealt with and might need to catch these hands and might need to die. And this would not only change Deku's perspective on Shigaraki, but on villains in general and heroes. Because Deku is trying to understand these villains, but if he sees that this villain killed All Might and his father figure no less, I think Deku would finally snap and finally come to the realization that he cannot spare Shigaraki. Because if we're being honest, if he even did spare Shigaraki, where would he put him? Now, obviously, I do not think that Tartarus can hold somebody like Shigaraki unless they make massive upgrades. And shooting him with a quirk erasing bullet would actually work, but I feel like that would not be enough in my eyes. I feel like Deku needs to bring down the justice with these hands instead of bring down the justice with these bars. I can't cap. I actually fucking cringe while I said that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm very sorry. Now, we already know that Shigaraki in the League of Villains will attack UA. It's been set up, it's been pre-measured, and after he gets Star and Stripes quirk, which he most likely has now, he will definitely attack UA and find One For All, which is Deku, and try to take it from him. And that would cause even more damage and more civilians in the crosshair. And this would be even more bad for Deku's mental state if Shigaraki were to kill All Might right in front of him. And not only that, with the civilians dropping dead most likely from the attack, and with some of his UA friends kind of getting injured from the attack, this would probably lead them in a bad situation and leave Deku probably speechless and say that he might just need to kill Shigaraki. But hey, this would lead him down the same path as All Might, who would train and get stronger to defeat All For One and try to kill him. Or Shigaraki can off himself, which is also possible and could happen. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. What you think Deku is going to do if he finds Shigaraki. Will he kill him or will he spare him? As always, if you did enjoy the video, comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification to always stay notified whenever I upload. Well, it's been the Red Cloak. I'm gonna head up out of you guys. Peace out, and have a great rest of the day. See ya.